Okay, namaste, earth signs. So, kind of feeling in the mood to do some readings. I've been experiencing that low tide for a few weeks now. I can tell I'm almost coming out. The mere fact that I was able to express myself in those two videos prior to this one, so I guess that's a sign. You know, I've been pretty much silent for the last few weeks, and this is how it is, you know. So this is like a monthly reading for the month of January 2022. My apologies. Hell is this? Okay. Headed into the year of the Three of Pentacles, the Dragon head. So many synchronicities there, outside of the fact that it is 222, okay? Synchronicity 2, repetitive 2s, 222, okay? Soulmates, soul tribe, spirit family, you know, connections there. Taking one's place on the wheel of fortune, manifestations, dreams manifesting. Of course, this means differently for each of the signs, okay, and their deacons, okay, or each of the signs in their deacons, okay. It's the third year of this 12-year cycle. It's the, you know, next year 2022 is the year of the tiger, okay, and we're dealing with the third house, okay, and be so we're in the season of Capricorn, which ends this year and begins next year. I'm starting off with the earth signs, as I did for the fire signs during the season of Sag, okay, fire season. Now we're in earth season. It's we recently entered the winter solstice, and that's like a completion, the completion of a cycle. It is, of course, during the season of Capricorn, which is a 10th zodiacal frequency, and 10s, they not only represent endings but also new beginnings attached to them endings, okay. And with Aquarius following Capricorn, that sudden changes, okay, because guess what, it's a new beginning because there is an ending. Sag represents endings. 9, ascension, enlightenment, of some degree, okay. Seeing this screen here, you know it's numerology time. We're gonna roll the die. I'm gonna use just one die, okay, and get a frequency in terms of numerology, frequencies and energies, numbers, letters, everything is everything, okay. So okay, let me see. Where am I? Well, these are fading. I need to rewrite them. Okay. Beautiful. It's so beautiful the way in which I've started doing readings again, because I've taken, like, you know, it kind of good break. You see that glitch on the screen a while ago? You know, the screen just dimmed and just came back. That's like a confirmation that Spirit's saying, yeah, you're right about that. And talking about that, there's this cool video I want to play for reaction time, like a reaction time video. But it's not doing these readings about the matrix. So cool. It's from this YouTube channel, Loopers, the way in which they explain the matrix, the trilogy that is so profound, and I want to play that, but not now, because I'm getting something like matrixy, you know, which, you know, the fourth installment to that franchise was released, was premiered the 21st of December. Yeah, but I think, wait, is that Capricorn season? I think it is. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of strong energies about the matrix and stuff like that. In general, you know, Capricorn season begins December 22, but I think more technically speaking, it began December 21 this year and will begin December 21 next year, because like I said, some of these, you know, there are discrepancies in terms of, you know, their starting point and end point and stuff like that. But there's the generalized dates that people do accept and work with, and it is actually December 22. I feel more December 21 because it's synchronistic, and the fact that so many reasons. I don't want to seem shallow, so let me just not get into those, but you know, intuitively, yeah, December 21. Oh wait, I also needed to check, when did the winter solstice begin? Is that December? I know it's December 20 something. I strongly believe it's December 20 something. When did I have that written down? Oh yeah. Yeah, December 21. Astronomically. Yeah, that's December 21. So I'm going to say that's when Capricorn season begins, with the winter solstice. Okay, I believe they should be somewhat synchronistic. So yeah. So for you guys, we got closing up here. We are dealing with the theme for next year for the earth signs. In your third house, you got the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Okay, and those are the energies, you know, strongly impacting you, you know, the end of December rolling into the, you know, the first 2 weeks of January. Okay, but this is a monthly overview for the entire month of January. Okay, and so what comes after water? Fire. So we are looking at water elements and fire elements for you earth signs. Okay, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Okay, so those are the energies that are going to be strongly, you know, highlighted or prominent during the month of January for you guys. So let's get into the numerology. But primarily for the year 2022, you are going to be strongly impacted by the water element. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. And all that these frequencies, they entail: home, pregnancy, life, death, marriage, intuition. Well, with pregnancy, we got motherhood, love, home, sex, childhood memories also. I really want to touch on those because I want them to stand out, because I know the reading is gonna, be centered on those. Jealousy as well, intensities, inheritances, dealing with taxes, dealing with, mental illnesses, okay, dealing with forgiveness, okay, resurrection, like, this could be the resurrecting of an old marriage or a marriage that died out, or this could be a relationship that ended, whether that was, this year or last year, resurrecting. But this could also be the death of some that are currently in existence. Dreams, drugs, because that falls under escapism, okay? Astral travels, a lot of meditation for some, meditation, stoicism, reflection, introspection. Like I said, well, emotional awareness falls under introspection. Addictions, creativity, okay, stemming from imagination. Dealing with your mom, are you dealing with, being a mom or, a father? Dealing with your baby's mom, let me just say that, like, whether this is in a good way or a bad way, this could be detaching from, like, if you're a man, your children and their mother. Like, if, this was like a really toxic connection, or, it's just really it's not really disconnecting, let me just say that, it's just really dealing with them. So there could be some reconciliation there, okay, for some, okay. Also traveling, whether this is, these are minor travels, but this could be more like, overseas traveling, specifically for the earth signs more than any other frequency, okay. So this could be mostly like for the earth signs and air signs. Local travels, long distance travels, okay. Of course, also healing, beauty also. Okay, so let's get into the energies. And like I said, the second half of January, you're going to be dealing with, you know, the fiery aspects of you. Okay, and if you like the ending of January, you're going to be more the first 2 weeks things may seem a bit more intense, emotional. You may feel more sensitive, especially for my intuitives out there. But the second half is, you know, and it could be more like, you know, internalized issues. But like the second 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks, it's going to be more like putting things into action, or, you know, yeah, forward movements, making, you know, decisions. So now it's just, you know, it's just really just thinking, pondering, trying to, you know, crack codes, trying to, you know, connect the dots, trying to make sense out of things. But the second half of January is just more like making moves, physical moves. Also a shift in perspectives also. And I feel like the second 2 weeks of January, they're gonna really catapult, because I think like the first week of February, or is that the last week of January, I need to check, will be the Chinese New Year. Okay, and that's when the Chinese calendar, Chinese astrological calendar begins. Okay, I'm gonna just say the first week of February. So I need to like recheck. I'm gonna say it's like it's the first new moon. Wait, is it the first or the second? I think it's the second or the first. Let me check my get my facts straight, so I don't. Yeah, the second new moon after the winter solstice. Okay, yeah. We haven't had a new moon yet. The new moon is coming up. Okay, let me see when the new moon is gonna be. Okay, so I think we're gonna have that first new moon in January, the first week of January. I do not got January's calendar here with me. Moon calendar. Yeah. But I believe that's the first week of January. And then the second new moon, I believe, would be like about the first week of February, yeah, I believe. The end of January to the first week of February. Okay? So that's going to be when the Chinese New Year begins. Okay? Yeah. That's the Lunar New Year. Okay. Which is the beginning of the Chinese astrological calendar. Okay? Next year is the year of the tiger. Okay, so let's get into the messages here. So, the third house, like I've been saying, is Gemini ruled, which is the head of the dragon. Sagittarius is the tail of the dragon. The head is your north node. And next year, why next year is so special is we're all going to be forced astrologically into our north nodes. Yeah. Whatever your north node is, that's who you gonna be next year. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. And what adds to that is that there's divine guidance. I can already feel it, because the third house is astrologically is in Virgo. And that too is another synchronicity, because Virgo and Gemini are ruled by Mercury. Yeah, that celestial body Mercury. Okay? Apollo ruled, okay? Which is, messages, divine messages coming in, a lot of downloads, a lot of epiphanies, just random, messages coming from spirit. And I feel like a lot of the messages that I dispensed this year, even last year, from beginning, from, ever since I first started to do readings, cartomancy readings, tarot readings, Lenormand readings, numerology readings, collective readings, channeled readings. I feel like a lot of those are going to manifest for the new year. Okay? A lot of them are going to manifest in the new year. Because next year is the Three of Pentacles. Things manifesting. Okay? And, you can feel the energies already seeping in. Right? Okay. Okay, let's get into the numerology here. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Sun, Rising, Mars, Jupiter, Chinese astrological frequencies, year of the snake, year of the ox, year of the rooster, moon in fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Mercury, Venus in air and water signs, North Node in water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay. Saturn in Aquarius. Well, Saturn in the air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Just felt led to, say that. 10th house in air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Your 10th house, that's your midheaven. That's your, let me see. I'm trying to separate that from the North Node. Okay. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm trying to separate the midheaven from the North Node. They are intertwined, because your North Node is what is the path that you're called to trod, who you're supposed to be. Okay, your midheaven does synchronize with that in regards to what it is you're supposed to do. So your North Node is who you're supposed to be, and your midheaven is what you're supposed to do. Okay, so they both synchronize and work together. They both go hand in hand. Okay, so Okay, let's go. Die. Okay, we're gonna go with, okay, I don't know why Spirit's saying 10. Okay, 10 is synchronistic right now. And we got 1. Earth signs, you got 1. So already I'm getting a new beginning for the earth signs. And you got Earth in your first houses, you know, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Also in Mars. No wonder I was getting something in regards to the Matrix. Because you know what I'm getting? I am getting like an attack on the system. An attack on routines. An attack. Also, of course, we know beginnings. Like I said, 10s, they are endings ushering new beginnings. And here we got 1, which is a new beginning. So there's a new beginning coming in for you for the month of January. And of course, 1 is Aries frequency. Aries, you know, is the first zodiacal frequency. Okay? That's 1. Numero 1. Taking the initiative, you know, taking a step. That's ruled by Mars. Action. All right, let's get into other messages here. I'm not going to go into the yes or no. I'm not going to do that in this reading. I think I might have that completely separate. Okay, so I'm just going to go straight into Tarot. I'm not even going to do a Lenormand reading here. No. Okay. I don't know if I want to use, do I want to use this deck? Okay, yeah, that's a confirmation. Every time when I see that glitch, it's like, you know, the system is speaking to me, you know. So, mind, body, spirit reading. I do think I am going to use another deck. Yeah. Well, let's see where the mind will be. Where the body and the spirit's going to be. Energetic wise. So the mind, the frequency card here for the mind is Tree of Life. Oh, I thought it could have zoomed even further, but I guess not. It's been a while since I've opened this app. Okay, so the mind, we got the Tree of Life. I don't know why my mind seems to be like kind of drifting, because everything seems to be flowing okay. Okay. So y'all see, I don't really like to use your definitions. I really appreciate this app, but I like using my intuition. But as we can see right there, we can see where we got, I'm sorry, I'm like, I don't know if you guys can hear that sound. Hold on. Okay, I'm done. So, okay, so the tree of life, like we see there, we got movement and stuff. Like I said, with numerology 1, that's also movement. Like I said, Aries ruled by Mars, movements. Okay, and with that being said, it's like you're entering the new year with a fast pace, because January is the first month of the year, so that in some sense synchronizes with numero 1. But then also starting the month of January is Capricorn, ending it is Aquarius, 1-1. And with 1, because we're not counting zeros, we know like the billionaires, they count zeros, they matter. But in this sense, 0 does matter. But I'm looking at the synchronicity here, 1, 0, 1, 1, and the synchronicity there is 1. So there's like a wish fulfillment also, and that's why I feel like that's where the whole New Year resolution comes about. In my own way, 1, 1, 1, wish fulfillment. That's what that synchronicity of numerals symbolizes. Wish fulfillment. I remember doing a card of the day reading with just that message, a wish manifesting. And it was a bit crude, as for some people it was actually a death wish. But for some, it's not. It's also a part of it, but for some, no. So wish fulfillment, movement. This could actually be someone moving, changing locations here. So you could be moving into your own home or changing homes. Okay, earth signs. Ooh, it came out. Thank you, baby. Wait, I need a pause. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to pause. I had to listen to my little guy telling me something really exciting there. So, for the new year, we got wish fulfillment, okay, for the earth signs. That's really beautiful. Okay. All right, something manifesting, coming into fruition, okay? This is also whatever that's coming in, this is the beginning of it. And what I'm getting, you can expect an increase in whatever that is coming in, okay? The tree of life. I'm not even sure if I'm going to do a tarot reading. Like when I say tarot, I mean with the arcanas, the usual Rider-Waite's arcanas, the regular deck that I use, okay? because this seems really, profound. So we got like the tree of life here. It's like something being birthed, because remember I said that, conception, which I actually said, pregnancy, being a mother, but this can also be in a spiritual sense of you giving birth to something, a project, or this is like something that you were, giving your energy, you were, creating, you were, putting time into, or your energies into. This is actually, manifesting. You're seeing fruits of your labor, fruits of, your hard work that you've been putting in this year, last year, previous years gone by. And, it is like something really, being stable, taking root, because this is a tree. If you haven't noticed, it's the tree of life. Not just any tree, but the tree of life. And that's something that's, long lasting. The tree of life itself represents, embodies longevity. And this is definitely like I said, this is something that you were just doing like a few months ago, a few weeks ago, a few days ago. This is actually something you were actually, putting in work for months. When I say months, I mean something, like maybe like a minimum of 12 months. Okay, so this could have been even 24 months, 2 years, 3 years ago, something you started 2018, 2017, 20, maybe as early, the earliest I would say 2019, because this is something that's gonna like maybe even rake in generational wealth for you, and your loved ones. Okay, this is this is a path being laid before you. Okay, a new beginning. It's also you trotting that path. It is not just it being laid before you, but it is also you trotting it. And that's where your mind's at. Your mind's at that place of contentedness. Okay, is that the word? Being contented, satisfied, getting, feeling comfort. Because like I said, next year you're dealing with the water aspects, okay, of your chart, and this can be really soothing. This is beautiful. As a matter of fact, I'm not getting anything that is negative from this energy. Okay, it is feeling revitalized also. So I also said healing. It is also, feeling, is also taking your rightful place, like I said, because, the wheel paused, and it's because people were doing a lot of, umpi scumpy, fuckery, trying to put people off of their north nodes and trying to take other people's places. And it's not about that. People are going to be set on their rightful place, rightful thrones, in their rightful places next year. And we already feel the energies rushing in or rolling in, but especially the first week of February, which is the first, it's the beginning of the Chinese astrological New Year. Okay? The beginning of the lunar cycle. Okay? Okay. I don't even know if I want to read any of this, man. It's so freaking long. I've been telling people I don't like to read. I read it, for learning's sake, but I feel like I've already covered, pretty much what, this is about. But I know if I should read this, it's going to tell me exactly what I've been telling you. It's going to tell us what, Okay? Of course, you can pause the video and, read this, To create is to amplify and expand the ever-flowing, dynamic, and universal pattern of life. We are creations and creators of that divine tree that gives us bodies and our psyche's structure. And our psyche's structure, I should say. What have you done or can you do to contribute to that eternal rhythm? I remember Fanny Kusijoso Instagram that I got, that I operate on that, earlier down on that, timeline. I remember posting a lot of, messages about black cat, good luck. But also there's this, this post that I made. We're all here to contribute to the collective of humanity, and not walking your north node, not living your life's purpose, not knowing it, moreover to not live it, it's just you pretty much not contributing or playing your role. Okay? What have you done or can you do to contribute to that eternal rhythm? That's a question, okay? Are you walking your north node? I was literally talking about that. Okay? So that's where the mind's gonna be at, That's a very beautiful place, a very, spiritual place, because the tree of life also embodies, divinity, spirituality. Okay? Thinking long term. And, earth signs are good for that. Earth signs, along with the water signs, which, are the feminine energies, represent cycles, because you got Capricorn and Cancer. They both belong to the same wavelength. Cancer represents a cycle, a moon cycle. Capricorn represents a cycle. Okay? I want to say a life cycle. That's what Capricorn represents, a life cycle, and Cancer a moon cycle. But they both embody cycles. And the moon cycle synchronizes to child's birth, conception and child's birth. And, the life cycle contributes to, life and death, and that's Capricorn. Okay? And then we got the other earth signs and water signs in between all of those. In between and out of. Okay? Okay, that's my storage. I need to, speed this up. What is the state of your body? What's going to be? It's going to be in that Three of Swords. Okay? Okay, so the Three of Swords, I would say in a way that's next year's energies, in a way, because it's actually Three of Pentacles. But here we got the Three of Swords. That's beautiful in a sense. It's also, it's trimming down, but it could also be, gaining a few pounds. But it's being sharp. I'm gonna say the Three of Swords is being sharp. It's speaking your truth. It's a change to your public image. Okay, so people, for some people here, especially if you got Mercury in earth signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, this could be a change to your form. Now, this could be, just natural, just frequencies, but this could be, due to, sickness. But I'm getting this could actually definitely be someone recuperating from an illness. And this is going to affect how you are seen for next year. I'm strongly getting that. Okay? So, swift justice, sudden justice, which you can expect to see rolling in the first week of, February. A lot of fast movements, having a lot of energies there, because you're gonna be pulling on that fire element. You're gonna be kind of fiery, because the second 2 weeks, the last half of January, you're gonna be in that fiery element. So being quick on your feet, that's also that Three of Swords, especially if you got a north node in an air sign, or Mercury in an air sign. It is being really super intellectual, swift on your feet, just really dynamic. If you have maybe bipolar disorder, that's what they call. I don't like to call it a disorder, because that sounds like you're confused or whatever. Just disorder, like chaos. I don't like, but like bipolarism, that's actually a word I came up with, because I don't think bipolarism is in the dictionary. Bipolar, yeah, but bipolarism, I don't know. But just really, tapping into, the different aspects of your personalities, your mentality. I'm strongly getting that also. But I'm also a lot of communication, with associates, whether these are, business colleagues, or, could also be people from your past, could also be exes, a lot of communicating. That can be stressful for some people, especially if you got anxiety disorders. So yeah, you might feel those energies already creeping in. If you're super sensitive like I am, you may feel those energies prior to they actually manifest, like myself. So, pretty much the big, before is really more, chaotic than the after. That's how I am, It's so crazy. It's like once I get out of the shadow, everything is copacetic. Because that means that, hey, I'm strong, man. And, everything is good. I've already experienced the emotions. Now it's for the actual experience. So we got first communication, presenting ideas, getting feedback. And this could be also, like, especially if you're doing something in the public eye, this could be a lot of communication where that is concerned. A lot of people want to talk to you, especially if you're an influencer or a celebrity of some kind, or a star, public figure. Yeah. You know, Cutting off associates, cutting off, lovers, people, siblings, but this is also reconciliation, because like I said, reconnecting. Okay, that's a Scorpio frequency, transformation. Especially if you got Scorpio highly aspected, whether that's Venus or Mercury, or even Pluto, or Mars or rising. Yeah, we got reconciliation there of, relationships that were tarnished or that ended, whether it was this year or last year or sometime prior to. Okay. So at the end here, I see this really synchronizes with what I said. You are filled with an almost nervous excitement, curious and eager to show your research to others. So it's just really also being witty in mind, because that's Mercury in air signs, also North Node in air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's also being, quick to, you're good at, comebacks. So it's going to be a year for you earth signs where you are, super intellectual, good at giving comebacks. Like, nobody better mess with you, especially during the month of January, because you're going to be really sharp in, how you respond. So they better not come with, anything rude, because you going to like snap or break people. It's also, being the first to be able to, come up with certain ideas. It's like being, creme de la crop. All right. So that's the body. The body is going to be really in tune, if I should say, with the mind, because the mind is in the tree of life frequency, and the body, three of swords, is dynamic. That's what I can say. Here we got for the spirit, we got the wheel of fortune. What did I say earlier? Taking your place on the wheel of fortune. Now, whatever that's going to happen, your spirit next year is being led by the spirit guides, the three of pentacles, third house in Virgo, the hermit, the guide, Apollo. Okay, that's double. That we got so many synchronicities. We got 222, and we also got double Mercury next year. Okay, because that's the third house in Virgo. Both third and sixth houses, third and sixth house are ruled by Mercury, and that's Virgo and Gemini. Okay, so we got the spirit being led towards supposed to be led. And like I said, next year everybody got to be in their north node. Okay, if you're a servant, you're gonna serve. If you are a master, you're gonna lead. And Sila, that's how it's gonna be. And that's what the Wheel of Fortune is saying here. I didn't even realize the Wheel of Fortune is here. And what do we see there? We see X. What is X in Roman numeral synchronize equates to? It equates to 10, Capricorn season, completion. But also reputation. That 10th house, the midheaven, which I said synchronizes with the north node. Okay, and the key words here we got cycles, fate, chance, luck, change. Okay, repetition, which synchronizes with synchronicities. Okay, and now that sounds really redundant, reusing the word to define the word, but repetition equates to, which means synchronicities. Okay, something that it repeats itself. Okay, so a lot of synchronistic happenings, okay, because the spirit's gonna be led, divinely led. That's what's going on. Now the 10th house means several things, but in this instance it's your reputation. It is you doing what you're supposed to do. Remember I said your 10th house is what you're supposed to do, and your north node is who you are, who you're supposed to be. Okay, so a lot of fated encounters, a lot of fated meetings, a lot of chance meetings, a lot of things just happen coming into fruition, seemingly like a coincidence, but coincidences, they don't exist. That's just a program designed by the Matrix to make you think that within all this chaos there's no order, but there is order. Okay, so we got cycles here. I've been talking about cycles. Okay, I cannot stress enough how synchronistic this reading itself is, talking about how synchronistic the first month of the year is going to be, and following the first month is 11 more months, and that in itself is synchronistic. 1 plus 11 is like January, talking about Capricorn and Aquarius. 1 plus 11, some people may add and say it's 12 months of the year, but for other people it's like, hey, we started at February, so one is January is detached from February. But what's internationally, globally accepted is January is attached there, and it's 12 months. Some people, they will say there are 13 months. Black cat, good luck, 13. I'm not going to get into that right now. Okay, I'm not saying there are 11 months. I'm just showing you the connectivity between January and the rest of the 11 months, because the lunar calendar begins February, because the second new moon is going to be the first week of February, late January to the first week of February, and that's why I said that, which most of the time it is the first week of February, not all the time. It's always late January though, or first week of February. Okay, so well, first or second, but it's always it's never before the last week in January. I highly doubt that. So yeah, so I'm just gonna read this. This is what your spirit's under, your mind, tree of life, vitality, restoration, taking your place, because your spirit's being led there. Okay, yeah, and because that 3 of swords, that's divine guidance. That's you being connected to Apollo, communicating with Apollo, receiving messages from Apollo, you tapping in. Okay, you may find yourself under the whim of luck and chance, whether luck has brought you riches or rags. Damn, you must remember that this is not a lasting state. True happiness must be earned, and can be given to those on the top or bottom of the current cycle. You may also find yourself repeating certain experiences again. Something must be learned for you to break free. You see that? You hear that? Wow. But I do get whatever's coming in is something you worked for, because it says true happiness must be earned and can be given to those on the top or bottom of the current cycle. So whether you are poor now or homeless now, you can be at the top of the cycle. You can receive true happiness next year, in the physical, in so many ways, shapes and forms, whatever happiness means for you. When I just saw 1810, it looked like 1010, which reminds me of, we're talking about, breaking cycles, endings leading to new beginnings, tower moments, new changes, new experiences. Okay, but this is also saying that you may also find yourself repeating certain experiences again, because there's something that gotta be learned for you to finally break free. Okay, the symbolism here, greater forces that are outside of human control are at work here. What did I say? Apollo, Mercury, the messenger, divine intervention, the primordial beings, the great spirit, the universe. The same forces that govern the changing of the seasons or the rising and setting of the sun is also the master of luck and the fate of individuals. And then we got also the archangels. You may find yourself at either the top or bottom, but remember that no matter what the outcome, it may not last for very long. As with cycles, the wheel can also signal repetition, to experience the same thing in many forms again and again. Sometimes it is a signal that a lesson must be learned to break the cycle. Now, life is like a spiraling staircase. Okay, the more I learn is the more I learn. There's always more to learn. And then we got, I was just gonna mention 1811 at the top, 111, but it changed to 1812. I'm talking about time. But life is like a spiraling staircase, and we each have a set of experiences that we continue repeating. A lot of people are not conscious to this because they're so deeply embedded in the the programs, the algorithms of this matrix, that they're not conscious. They cannot see from, they're not ever looking from the outside of the algorithm or the matrix itself, so they cannot see that pretty much there is an algorithm that is that is taking place. But if you really notice, you pretty much realize you're repeating the same experiences if you don't learn what it is you're supposed to learn. And most of the time, people are not learning what they're supposed to learn. And so you have most people are going constantly, through the same cycle, dealing with, sometimes the same people or similar people, different faces, similar energies. And it's pretty much the same thing over and over again. They're not conscious of it. Some of us are conscious. And even some of us were conscious. We're still making the same mistakes. And so we got to still go through the same experiences, maybe with different people, same people. But it's for us to learn a particular lesson. Okay? Once you do, there are new experiences that come in. But they're always still lessons from previous experiences that we ought to incorporate and to learn from a deeper standpoint, deeper perspective, a deeper level. And that's why life is like a spiraling staircase, because you keep experiencing the same things in different forms and different depths. So there are higher heights and deeper depths. Okay, and so that's the Wheel of Fortune also. That cycles Capricorn and Cancer. Okay. Now, if this cycle brings fame and fortune and happiness for you, it doesn't mean that all is now peaches and cream. You got to still be on your P's and your Q's. Maybe okay, you're constantly dealing with jealous people, toxic people, people who practice black magic and stuff like that. Stepping into a realm of wealthiness and all that doesn't mean that you're free from people who do those things. You're just free from the people at a certain level who do those things, but you still got to be careful of the people at higher levels, different levels. I don't want to call it higher levels, okay, different levels, okay, because we got the good who's poor, the bad who's poor. We got a good who's rich and the bad who's rich or wealthy, whatever. And so you still got to deal with hateful people, trying to stop you and trying to steal your dough and steal your meat. But these are like people who are wealthier. Okay? Now, it's like, okay, as long as we got life, there are woes and there's trouble. And that's what you got to be mindful of. As long as you're alive, man, you got to just, in this system, you just got to, be on your P's and your Q's. Okay? So whatever next year brings in for you, still know that, your life is your life. And, some things, some aspects, or some aspects of the story may change, but at the end of the day, the baseline of the story remains the same. Okay? Where's your Saturn? Where's your 10th house? Those also deal with those what you're supposed to do. What you learn has a lot to do with what you're supposed to do. Okay? Because you cannot do what you are not equipped to do. Okay? So you learn to do what you're supposed to do. Okay? By experiencing them. So, okay? You are supposed to practice alchemy. Okay? You are delved into situations. You're pushed or put into situations where you got to deal with a lot of people who are sorcerers, warlocks, witches, who manipulate energies, whether physically or mentally or emotionally, to afflict you. And you got to learn how to protect yourself mentally, emotionally, physically. Okay? And that teaches you, that grooms you into becoming an alchemist. That's Sagittarius in the 10th house. Also, that's Saturn in Capricorn. Okay? You're supposed to teach people and enlighten people about, addictions, whether this is being dependent on people for happiness or things like drugs. Okay, Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn. You got to learn to overcome these addictions. So you're going to be plunged into severe situations where you start relying on these, these tools or people for comfort, where in which you're going to eventually have to break free. You're going to be forced, whether this is going to be because it's going to become life-threatening and you're going to be forced to free yourself from these addictions, or allow yourself to be overtaken by them and that will lead to death. That's, an aspect of Capricorn. Failing your test. Because Capricorn tests us. It teaches and it tests us. Okay? So are you going to overcome the addiction and eventually, be able to teach other people how, help them find avenues of how to overcome those addictions? Are you going to do that? Or are you going to allow the addictions to overrun or overtake you? So your life lessons, they do synchronize with whatever it is you're supposed to do in this life. And there's also still that connection to who you're supposed to be. Because who you're supposed to be, your North Node, is to what degree am I supposed to do that? Okay? And how? Okay? And when? And where? And what? To what level or degree? A small degree, a massive degree, a global, international degree. How? Okay? Or what degree? To what degree? So I'm going to leave it there for you, Earth signs. I don't think I need to do anything else where this is concerned, but there's a lot of protection specifically for the Earth signs. Let me just say that there's a lot of protection for you. Okay, because you got the threes. The threes are good, especially for next year being even yet odd. Yeah. And then we got 10, completion. Did I see a numerology? I don't see a numerology here. So this must be a major card in this deck. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for your Earth signs. Namaste. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share with your friends. Leave high vibrational comments, and I'll see you later. How's this? I'm stuttering like crazy. I'll see you later, or you'll hear me later. Namaste.